So I thought that today would be a really good day to do a guided meditation. I've just finished up our class with our Sophia Code leaders. For those of you who are new to my channel, my name is Kaia Ra. I'm the international bestselling author of the Sophia Code. And as you can see, I'm all set up for the class that I just completed. We had a really beautiful Q&A with our Sophia Circle leaders, and that was just always fills up my heart so much to connect with the leaders in our mystery school. And I just thought, actually yesterday I was thinking about, hi Chris, hi Louise. I was just thinking about just how crazy it is in the media right now, and just how intensely the intensity of the war that is happening on that platform that we're all watching, wondering when this global pandemic is going to recede or calm down, or when somebody was just going to when people are going to start to really understand the truth of what's happening on a global level. And there's so many questions in the air, and this particular astrological juncture with a full moon in Scorpio means that everything is a really, really heightened intensity right now. We're in a fevered pitch right now with this full moon energy, and it can feel difficult to sleep. Might even feel difficult for you to eat, or maybe you feel like you're overeating because the amount of energy that's happening on the planet right now, and that's happening, in the heart of humanity, the amount of confusion and stress and anxiety. I've personally noticed whenever I go to get supplies that there's a greater sadness than ever, with so many people unemployed and struggling to feed their families. It's just like, this is a really intense time for humanity, and I felt really called to kind of piggyback this video on my class that I just finished, because we had the lighting already set up, the video was already ready to go, and I thought it would be nice for us to step into a space of peace and clarity. I have this my Mary Magdalene altar behind me, and for those of you who haven't watched the 9 Days of Magdalene, which is a free video series that I just did on YouTube Live this last week, and we walked through the gates of our consciousness, like how our consciousness can function in every present moment through these 9 inner angelic attributes, and those attributes that are a part of you. You don't have to earn them. You don't have to be a good enough person to get them. It's always a part of you, no matter how much anxiety or fear that you're feeling. You can access these 9 inner angels that we meet in Mary Magdalene's initiation in the Sophia Code. And the angels are as follows. There's the angel of the angel of faith. Then you meet the angel of trust. Then you meet the angel of clarity. And from clarity comes the angel of alignment. And what's interesting is when you start to live in alignment, you meet the angel of reconciliation, because that alignment allows for you to start to reconcile with different parts of yourself that are excited to move forward through alignment, but are also grieving because of previous misalignments. So then we meet 2 more angels that help us with that process, which is the angel of anointing and then the angel of atonement. Now, as that inner process is unfolding, all of these angelic attributes of your higher self are ministering to your awareness. In every present moment, you come into contact with the archangel of grace that exists within you. And from that archangel of grace, the space within you that archangel of grace creates within you, you can access the angel of completion. So these are all angelic attributes that exist within ourselves that can bring us great peace no matter what's happening out there in the world. And so I would love for us to just take an opportunity to come into a remembrance of the peace that we can access in every present moment. I'm seeing so many beautiful souls tuning in from Australia. I'm so happy to see everyone. I just love Australia so much, so it's so lovely to see all of you popping on. So yeah, let's just take a moment in prayer and meditation to come back to what's real. And what's real is that you are unlimited. What's real is that you are sovereign, divine, and holy. What's real is that you can come into communion with your source of everything that you need at any moment. You can turn in prayer and meditation back to the truth of who you are, back to the truth of where you come from. And that accessing that source is bypassing all of the crazy of this world, the insanity of this world that would have you stay, depressed or anxious or fearful. In your consciousness, you can just continue to travel beyond all of that madness back to the source of your peace in any present moment. So let's practice that together, shall we? On this full moon in Scorpio, where we need that connection to our source more than ever. So I invite you to take several deep breaths with me. And if you feel disconnected from your body because of fear or anxiety, that's okay. The breath is here to help you reconnect with your body, heart, and mind in any present moment. So let's take 3 deep breaths together, hopefully from your belly. And what I'm hearing from Mary Magdalene, even as we tune into our breath and feel how our breath is reconnecting us to our heart, she's saying the intensity of this full moon passage is initiating each and every one of us into an understanding that there is the choice of no choice that is here and now for us. She talks about the choice of no choice in her initiation, and that is the choice to commit to embodying your higher self as a daily practice, to commit to coming back into alignment with your source, whatever you call God. It's just like all names of God are welcome here. All that we care about is that you're calling upon that source that created you, whether you call that source Holy Mother, Holy Father, God, Buddha, Jesus, whatever that expression of divinity is for you. It's like it's up to you to call upon and resource that divinity every day moving forward for the rest of 2020 and beyond. It's like that's spiritual mastery. We can either spin out in fear and anxiety, or we can choose to practice what we know is real. And what is real is divine love. What is real is that there is a divine will that seeks to prosper each and every one of us every day of our lives. What is real is that we were created in the image and likeness of Sophia God. What is real is that there's a divine genome within you, which we talk about in the Sophia Code, that is your divine inheritance. It can never be taken from you. It can never be changed. What is real is that the divinity of your higher self has the power to operate your human awareness. It has the power to help you make the very best choices that you can make today. And it even has the power to help you step beyond your resistances to living in your highest potential and fulfilling your divine purpose in this lifetime. It's like that you can put your faith in, that you can put your trust in. This resonance of your sovereign divinity and this resonance that you came from God and therefore you are a part of God and you have access to God in every present moment. So we are, with Mary Magdalene, making a deeper commitment to that truth here today and every day moving forward. We are committing to that peace. We are committing to that sanity, and we're committing to resourcing that intelligence that fills us with the peace of Sophia God, with the peace of Christ. That it is a peace that in the Bible is called the peace that passeth all understanding. It's not a peace that's based on the outer reality of this world. It's a peace that we came to anchor into this world because we are that powerful. We are that empowered in this consciousness to be the peace of this world. And so I invite you to take 3 more deep breaths into that peace of your higher self, to call in your circle of empowerment, to visualize a beautiful circle of white light around you. If you'd like to invoke the Ascended Masters of the Sophia Dragon Tribe to come and gather around you at this time to create a protective field of light around you and to help, just help you clear any energies that might not be yours at all, that might be bringing you down or causing you to feel low self-esteem. or sadness or anxiety that is not yours. So I welcome in, if you would like to invoke them for yourself, beautiful white buffalo woman in your northern gate of life, Isis, is Keycode 1 of the Sophia Code, Hathor, Keycode 2, greeting Tara, Keycode 3 in the southeast, beautiful Mother Mary in the south. In the southwest, we welcome Mary Magdalene and Jesus. In the west, we welcome Kuan Yin and Mahavatar Babaji. In the northwest, we welcome the Sophia Dragons. And in the center of that circle that you're sitting in, you're standing in, you're going to expand the light of your higher self out to the circumference of that circle. And that's where your light meets the light of the Ascended Masters, supporting you to remain in that field of your own sovereign divinity. Like, the reason why we mentor the Ascended Masters of the Sophia Code is because they're teaching us how to be faithful in our body, heart, and mind, and especially in our constant focus upon the truth of who we really are, which is sovereign, divine, holy, and perfect, just as we are in our human experience of being these divine beings. We also mentor with Ascended Masters such as Mary Magdalene. The sun is just lighting up right now through my window. You know, we mentor with Ascended Master Mary Magdalene because she teaches us how to embody the angelic attributes of our divinity. It's like our divinity is vast. There are many, many facets of consciousness in the field of our divinity. And what Mary Magdalene's Keycode 5 initiation in the Sophia Code activates us into is the understanding that we have spiritual technology and we have divine attributes that are purely angelic in this world. These are attributes that are here to shine the light of Sophia God into the darkest of times, as well as to embody the grace of God and to serve from that light within us as a Christ light that we've come to anchor in this world. And so at this time, I welcome that presence of your higher self, that you visualize it as a sun of light, like a star at the center of your being, also known as the central sun, and that you begin to visualize the rays of that sun growing brighter and brighter, brighter and brighter, radiating out from your heart, from your solar plexus. And that sun continues to grow in brightness, and it grows so big that it's like your whole body is now standing in the sun of that Christ consciousness, of that starlight that you are anchoring here on earth. That starlight is the consciousness of your soul. And you may even feel that the rays of that sun of your Christed consciousness traveling all the way to the center of the earth and anchoring at the center of the earth. That's what that is doing, is it's taking up more space here. It's just like, the more you accept and you choose to embody the Christ light of your soul and you anchor it here on earth, it's like you're voting for more of that light and that resonance to start operating what's happening here on this planet. This is why every single person matters. It's why everyone has an important role, an important divine purpose. The more that you consciously embody the truth, the light, and the power, the sovereign power of your divinity in human form, the resonance of your light is so much more powerful than the darkness here. The resonance and the creative power of your soul here in human form, it starts to take up more and more space here, which means there's less and less space for us to be perpetrated against. There's less and less space for disrespect. There's less and less space for dark agendas to take hold in the mind of humanity, because you are choosing to embody this Christ consciousness directly from your own source as your higher self here in this world. So at this time, I'm welcoming the presence of Mary Magdalene and all of the key codes of the Ascended Masters of the Sophia Dragon Tribe to join with the resonance of your sovereign divine light to help amplify the truth of how powerful and free you are here in this moment, and to feel what it's like to be supported and mentored and uplifted and protected in this very powerful circle of divine feminine Christ light, to bask in this light, to bask in the truth of your own divinity, and to bask in the very powerful field of light that all of these Ascended Masters have gathered to share around you. And to feel that they're inviting, okay, I'm hearing Mary Magdalene say, they're inviting that if they're inviting you to surrender into their support, to surrender into their protection right now. And if there is a particular fear or anxiety that has been burdening your heart or weighing on your shoulders, maybe causing you to hunch over or feel in a space of panic, to offer those fears or those anxieties up into this light. And to feel the presence of Sophia's grace washing over and baptizing your body, heart, and mind. To feel the peace that passeth all understanding. Again, it's a peace that comes to us from beyond this world, that we are here to anchor into this world through our consciousness that this peace exists. And I would love for us to say the prayer of the Divine Feminine Christ together, which you can always find on page 3 of the Sophia Code. Now, I wrote this prayer, I channeled this prayer at a time of great pain in my life, where I needed an easy prayer to say when I was feeling a lot of pain in my healing recovery. I needed a prayer that was going to instantaneously reconnect me with the Holy Mother of all life, because I knew if I had a prayer that could easily connect me back to Sophia God, no matter how much I was hurting, that it would bring me back to the source of all of the healing that I needed. And everything that we need comes from this womb space of the Holy Mother, which I call Sophia God. You can call the Holy Mother whatever you want to call her. There's no judgment here, but that's what we call her in the Sophia Code. And so I'd love for us to say this prayer together out loud. It's very powerful to say this prayer out loud, because the more that you say it out loud, the more that you train your mind in how to access the Divine Mother in any moment that you need assistance and reassurance that you are safe, you are protected, and you are being guided in all ways during these very pivotal and challenging times on our planet. And this is how the prayer goes. Divine Mother of all life, take me to that place deep within your womb, where I can know nothing and be reborn anew. Now we're going to say that 3 times together, but if I want to answer any questions that you might have about this prayer, and the first question that people often have about this prayer is, why would knowing nothing be a relief to me? And here's the answer why. We talk about it a lot in the Sophia Code Mystery School. The reason for that is we get very anxious if we think we have to have all the answers, and if we think we have to have, we think we have to understand everything that's unfolding, because then we think we can somehow control an outcome by having all of the answers. And this is why people who have deep trauma tend to have controlling coping strategies. It's because the trauma, the pain of their trauma, causes them to try to use control so that they'll never be traumatized again, right? And it's just like, it's a natural reaction or trigger from being human. It's just like, we think if we can understand something, we think if we can have all the answers, we can control an outcome. And that's just not possible. The truth is that there's so much that we don't know about life. And that doesn't mean we're stupid, and it doesn't mean we're not intelligent. It just means that that's how big life is. Life is so much bigger. Divinity is so much bigger than our minds, our local human awareness can actually comprehend. It's why we have a practice to turn back in prayer and back in meditation to this source energy that does have a knowledge of all that is unfolding. Most importantly, your connection with Source understands exactly what you need to know in every present moment. Do you need to know everything that ever was or ever will be? No, your system would glitch and it would become overwhelmed with information. You only need to download what you need to download in every present moment. That's why when we talk about having a higher self embodiment practice, it's like tuning in daily is what is always guiding you to be at the right place at the right time. It's not about keeping all your facts straight. It's not about knowing everything that's going to happen that day or that week or that month or that year. It's about learning how to surrender into a divinity within you and all around you that does know what's going to happen in a week or a month or a year from now. And that can send you messages and prompt you and guide you through your feeling body, right? That's a divine, feminine, intuitive knowing of like, oh, maybe this is the action I should take, or maybe this is not the action I should take. Maybe this is the stillness that I should be in this moment, in this day. It's like we don't have to have all the answers to know how to be in a good way one day at a time, which is preparing us. It's strengthening our intuitive muscles for how to live in these very challenging times that are asking us to be more flexible and fluid than ever before. But that's not a problem for you, because your divinity is the ultimate flexibility. Your divinity contains the ultimate knowledge. Your divinity is the strength that you can resource for how to pivot even in very uncomfortable times and in very uncomfortable circumstances. Your divinity is always guiding you. Always guiding you. That's never not happening. What we are learning through the Sophia Code, what we're learning when we mentor the Ascended Masters, is how to soften and surrender and trust that that is what's happening. That it's safe to learn how to live life through your intuition. That it's safe to learn how to live through moment by moment prayer and guidance. It's like, it's more than safe. It's the safest thing that you can do now. So let's practice what it's like to let go of trying to control life by taking in all this fearful news, which most of the news is fake news anyways. It's just a battle for your mind and your attention. And why would it be battling for your attention? Because those dark agendas know that if you spend more attention on focusing on your divinity and cultivating your relationship with your higher self, you're always going to be able to see through the news about what's fake news and what's actually real. It's like we're learning how to become educated, embodied way showers of Christ consciousness, which sees through the lies of this world and also can discern the truth in every present moment. Like, it's very, very powerful. The powers that are currently in power don't want you to embody that level of intuition. They don't want you to embody that level of clarity. They don't want you to be peaceful. They want you to be freaked out, filled with anxiety and panic, so that you won't come into this space of embodied sovereign power. So thank you for taking a couple minutes here and practicing a prayer with me that's always going to bring you back to the source of your power every single time. It's just like, it doesn't matter if you didn't have loving parents. I certainly didn't. Like, to say I was raised by wolves would be a mean thing to say about wolves. It was like, I had to resource my relationship with the Divine Mother and Divine Father to guide me into how to be a human being, let alone an adult. It's just like, don't use the excuse of a broken upbringing to not come into this, powerful relationship that you can have with your true parents, with the true source of your divine inheritance, which is God. It's just like, you can practice this every day. And let's begin with this prayer right now. We're going to say it 3 times together. It's on page 3 of the Sophia Code, but you can just say it with me. Show you what page it's on. It's right after the introduction. We start with Sophia is the source, right? There's the prayer of the Divine Feminine Christ on page 3 of the Sophia Code. And this is how the prayer goes. Divine Mother of all life, take me to that place deep within your womb where I can know nothing and be reborn anew. Divine Mother of all life, take me to that place deep within your womb where I can know nothing and be reborn anew. Divine Mother of all life, take me to that place deep within your womb where I can know nothing and be reborn anew. Just tuning into that frequency of stillness. There's no world there. There's no political parties there. There's no viral pandemic there. It's just the unconditional loving presence of your Holy Mother. And you are being reborn in her presence, in her womb space. And as you are being reborn by her unconditionally loving presence, what happens in the womb space? That's the space from which all of light arises. And as we know, all the worlds of form are born from the light. As we know, all wisdom comes from the light. As we know, everything that we need, all the consciousness that creates what we need comes from the nothing. It comes from this womb of the Divine Mother. So what happens when you say this prayer, Divine Mother of all life, take me to that place deep within your womb where I can know nothing, right? So you're releasing all of your control, all of your ideas about what you're supposed to know, so that you can be reborn with what? With what you really need. When you let go of what you think you need, when you let go of what you think you understand, then you're in a humble enough space where you can actually receive from your higher self, receive from the divinity that you are, what you really need, the knowledge, the wisdom, the guidance, the abundance, the resources that you really need, not what you think you're supposed to have or you think you're supposed to be doing in that moment. It's the ultimate reset. It's so powerful. And if you say that prayer 3 times and then you just spend even 5 minutes in meditation and the vibrational resonance of the womb of the Holy Mother, beyond this world, beyond all the laws that govern this world, beyond the insanity of this world, it's just like from that space, we can access anything that we need, both in soothing relief as well as divinely guided action. So let's say this prayer together one more time. And as we say it together, I welcome the presence of Mary Magdalene to come and just be present with you wherever you're at. Wherever you're at in this journey. I know we have some new people popping into this feed on YouTube Live, and it's just like, please know that you're so welcome whatever background you're coming from, whatever religious or spiritual background or non-religious or non-spiritual background. It's just like the Sophia Code is about a consciousness that is source consciousness. It's the consciousness from which your soul was born from. And it's a consciousness that you can learn how to access in every present moment. And one of the easiest ways to do it is by starting with this prayer. So let's practice this again. Divine Mother of all life, take me to that place deep within your womb where I can know nothing. Isn't that the good news? You don't have to know anything. Where I can know nothing and be reborn anew. Divine Mother of all life, take me to that place deep within your womb where I can know nothing and be reborn anew. And in this moment, you are being reborn through unconditional divine love. In this moment, you are being reborn through unconditional acceptance of your soul. In this moment, you are being reborn through the reconciliation of turning away from the extreme panic and terror of this world and turning back to the truth that you are always held, protected, guided, and loved. In this moment, you are being held by a consciousness that knows everything about you. As you return back to the womb of your Holy Mother, you are turning back to that one source that knows you better than you know yourself. You're turning back to the source of the Divine Mother that knows every lifetime you've ever lived across the cosmos of space and time. You're turning back into that Divine Mother that knows everything that you've both suffered and succeeded in this lifetime. It's like you're turning back into that womb source that knows your most vulnerable places, your greatest fears, and your greatest dreams. You're turning back to that Divine Mother source that seeks for you to prosper in all ways in this lifetime. no matter what you've experienced, this is the essence of the Holy Mother that can assist you to heal all of the wounds of your life and to resource the strength to fulfill all of your prayers and your dreams in this lifetime. It's like, this is the source, your source, your source, the source from which you are given life. That source is also the same source that all of our strength and all of our willingness and all of our faith and everything that we need arises from as well. So I'm just so grateful that we could take this time to just create a simple prayer to return to that source again. For those of you who are jumping on live, feel free to check out my website at kaiara.com. You can learn more about the Sophia Code there. If you are interested in learning more about our mystery school and how to enroll, feel free to reach out to us at contact@kaiara.com. We're happy to get on the phone with you. If you would like to receive prayer every month, it's a free ministerial offering that we offer through the Sophia Code Foundation. That's called the Heaven on Earth Prayer Collective, and you can receive access to that by joining our mailing list. So we're just so grateful for your willingness to pop on and just spend some time in peace in the resonance of our shared sovereign divinity. We're sending you blessings and prayers in all ways. We're giving so much thanks to you across the heart waves. And if you'd like to receive more free offerings, I've got a whole YouTube channel with live videos and meditations and our recent teachings that we just went on a journey with, the 9 days of Magdalene, as well as the 21 days of Green Tara. So we're so grateful for each and every one of you. And thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next time. All my love, always. Namaste.